I'm headed to explore a phenomenon that has been underway for decades. Hundreds of thousands of African American men across the country have converted to Islam behind bars. To understand why incarcerated black men are drawn to this faith, I have to go inside, beyond the checkpoints and locked doors, to the secure world where so many have found Islam. How you doing?
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.
It's time for afternoon prayers, and the Muslim inmates in this California state prison are doing what was once forbidden, having an Islamic worship service.
In the toughest jails in America, black prisoners are listening to a new voice of authority.
Praise be to Allah, Lord of the worlds, the beneficent, the merciful, owner of the
Thousands of hardened criminals are turning to Allah.
alone we seek for help. Show us the straight path.
All over the country, black Americans are converting to Islam, now the fastest growing religion in the United States.
Allahu Akbar.
Something radical is happening inside U.S. prisons.
Allahu Akbar.
How many of you all converted to Islam inside prison?
Once you study the truth.
What was it about Islam that resonated with these men?
It allows them to be men.
Islam transforms heart. It changes the person totally.
But this isn't just about the lives Islam touches in prison.
We are leaders. We are a community. Islam has been in this country for more than a century.
It's about a community in America that has practiced the faith for generations.
We are not a new face to Islam.
But despite its history here, Islam is still deeply misunderstood.
I do not feel oppressed.
We love our brothers. We do. We really do.
So yes, something radical is going on, but it's not what you think.
Of the 3,832 inmates at Solano Prison, the chaplain estimates about 5% are practicing Muslims. The prison doesn't track religious identity, partly because it's so fluid.
How many of you have been in here more than once? How many of you have been here more than 5 times? 5 million people in the United States are under the supervision of the criminal justice system. If it continues to increase, this number will soon rival the 6 million enrolled in the nation's higher education system. Frightening. Across the country,
Some of these men will return to the gangs after their release, but they all take Islam with them. It seems to offer hope of rebuilding the social and family ruins in the ghettos.
I look in your faces, man, and it saddens me. Because every time I look at you, I see a fatherless child. How many of you have children? If you're in here, who's guiding your babies? You have become Satan, the Shaitan's instrument to take your children and fill up the prison.
One of the things that started me seeking something different was I was looking at the people that were around me who were older than I was, who had been in prison longer than me, and who had been on that same negative, self-destructive path, and me not being satisfied with what I was seeing in them. And at that time, I started going to religious services. It didn't matter if it was Muslim, Christian, Jewish. I went seeking a better way, and I believed in God, so I know that the only way I was going to change was through God.
In a district of Chicago known as Terror Town, the Imam or priest, Rami Mohammed, leads Friday prayers. Rami spent 5 years as a U.S. Marine. He taught himself Arabic and converted to Islam while working as a prison guard.
If thou hast willed our defeat, thou will be worshipped no more.
Amin was once charged with a double murder. He's one of several former gang members who attend the mosque.
Allah subhanahu will suffice you. Nashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu. Lahul mulku wa lahul hamdu yuhyi wa yumeet.
I knew that I needed to search for God because I was doing wrong. I just wanted some help. I knew I couldn't do it on my own. Allah.
How many of you all converted to Islam inside prison? So almost all of you. Why do you think prison is such a prime place for this to happen?
I believe that we find Islam in here because you have nothing but time and books. And once you study the truth.
We don't call it a religion, it's a way of life. It's full of discipline, and it's something we all need.
You know, we have the example of the prophet, and I wanted to be a different man, just being a better father, being a better husband.
I'm hearing stories of transformation, but these men are felons, and now they're embracing a faith that some people have come to fear. There is a perception that men convert to Islam and then become radicalized in prison. How do you respond to that?
There's nothing in the Quran that teaches us to be destructive or cause harm. It's a peaceful way of life.
We don't hate all non-believers. We don't hate all non-Muslims. We love people. We love safety and security just like everybody else. So our responsibility as Muslims, when we get out, we have to show them that Islam is not what they generally see in the media.
Kareem began working with Ismail, a prison chaplain, to learn more about Islam and how it could tame his anger.
Everything I've been reading in the Quran, when I read in the morning, is always speaking about patience.
Patience is half the faith. Things are going to come to you if you believe in Allah and you rely on Him.
Over the past 17 years, Ismail has counseled hundreds of men like Kareem, many with violent pasts. Islam is founded on discipline and faith. Alcohol, drugs, and sex outside of marriage are forbidden. Moral virtues such as truthfulness, kindness, and patience are guiding principles.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, la ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah.
Kareem and his fellow Muslims have spent years developing those qualities in themselves. Once a week, they come together in prayer.
Allahu Akbar.
Allahu Akbar. The sincerity and the brotherhood that these brothers show is just so strong because that's all we have.
For Kareem, one of the initial draws to the faith was that the Prophet Muhammad had companions who were the lowest members of society.
His followers were outcasts. They were like us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
In just 24 hours, Kareem will part from these brothers and be released. Structure and discipline have been easy to maintain within the strict confines of prison. But the outside world is filled with temptation. Many men try to make it and fail.
When you get out there, the challenges are going to be outrageous. Right. You're going to be tested.
He's going to try to build a new relationship with people who's doing the right thing, people who's working, going to school.
I'm betting on him, and I'm rooting for him. And I pray God he doesn't let himself down.
Your brother Kareem is leaving here tomorrow. Does anyone have any words for him?
Hopefully I will meet you again out in the world. Forgive me, I'm getting emotional a little bit. You know, because we love our brothers. We do. We really do. We love our brothers.
I love you too, Rob.
Okay, Muslims are allowed to cry, come on.
But in prison, you're supposed to have some of this manly facade that you're never supposed to cry, but
We do, man. We do cry. We do. Things do get emotional.
Kareem is clearly going to be missed.
You know we love you.
Love you too, man.
Tomorrow, he leaves behind this brotherhood and takes his fortified faith and knowledge out into the world.